Hey there, my little shadows, it's me again, your master the Shadow Reader, here today to provide you all with yet another Creepypasta commentary. A little series of mine that I've officially started up after the amount of positivity that I got from that last video that I had made when I was kind of, well, buzzed on some wine. And I decided, you know what, since everybody really seemed to like this series, why not sit there and give it another shot? So, alrighty, let me just state right now, this creepypasta that we are going to be reading, holy freaking hell. This is a creepypasta that I remember I read so many years back. In fact, way back, I think around 2015, I remember I narrated this story on what was originally my horror pasta channel, which for those of you who don't know, was actually a creepypasta channel that I had originally started up to kind of get myself started. It's not there anymore. I had to get rid of it. But let me tell all of you right now that this story is giving me so many nostalgic vibes for all the wrong reasons, because I remember I read the full story in question and I could not stop laughing at how ridiculously stupid it was. I mean, not just because of the fact that it was a Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood Lost episode pasta, but because of the amount of ridiculousness that the story just threw in. Like, the excessive amount of numbers of deaths and everything that wind up happening. It was just a major clusterfuck of a story, and now we're finally going to be revisiting this so many freaking years later. About 6 years later, we're finally going to go out of our way and give this story another go. Holy hell, I am not looking forward to this. This is a pasta that I didn't think I'd ever see again. So I'm kind of excited to go out of my way and provide a narration and a commentary to this story, because there's so much I want to actually say compared to the last narration that I did. It was like 5 fucking years back. Alrighty, so, yeah, I've got a bit of a history with this story. So, yeah, let's go on ahead and give this story a bit of a go. Let's get started. Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, Daniel's Last Rites. Now, a little bit of a backstory about Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood. This was actually a bit of a spin-off of the original Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood series. That was something I didn't know when I had first read the story, so I was a little confused, first and foremost, when I had originally read the story back in 2015. But really looking into the actual story, the actual show itself, it's pretty alright for the most part. You know, it has definitely a lot of Mr. Rogers vibes to it, and I'm quite sure if Mr. Rogers was still alive, he would have definitely loved the series. Yeah, by the way, rest in peace, Mr. Rogers' neighbor. I mean, I know it's been a while since he's passed, but still, gotta give some respect for the guy for, you know, really going out of his way and you know, working up our childhoods and everything. So that's definitely something I'm very much looking forward to read. So without further ado, without further commentary, let's actually get into this pasta. Oh, and before I continue with this, you probably might hear a couple of little booms or something in the background. My window isn't exactly soundproof. That's probably because of the fact that the 4th of July is coming up soon, and a lot of people are really wanting to start doing fireworks early. So if you do hear those in the background, I apologize. I can't really edit those out. So yeah, if you hear those, it's people sitting there and blasting off fireworks. So yeah. Let's get into the story. Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, Daniel's Last Rite. I apologize, I completely screwed that up. Let me try that again. Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, Daniel's Last Rites. Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, an innocent and happy-seeming show on PBS Kid. About 2 11-minute segments are linked by a common socio-economic theme, such as, holy shit, that run-on sentence right there. I can't freaking breathe. Okay. Such a disappointment and sadness or anger or being thankful and appreciative. It was created by Angela Centemiro. Apologize if I butchered that name up. And I hate that show. I know it's made for kids, but still. And now I do not look at it the same way anymore. This is the reason why I permanently moved to Japan, and I became a permanent fan of Shiraman. God. Okay, I mean, Okay, apparently this episode was so insanely all over the place that this person decided to go out of their way and move to Japan. What a great way to start the story up. And you might be thinking, get on with the story already. Alright, I heard you. Okay, let's begin. It all started on August 19th of 2014. It was a dark and stormy night. Fuck me, are we really starting this pasta off with it was a dark and spoopy night. There was demons fucking each other in the closet and giant ghost monsters shooting out ghost cum all over the fucking place. Oh, why did I say that? But seriously, it was a dark and stormy night. I haven't heard something like that in years. And the fact that it's included in a pasta like this, my gosh. Alright. At my house, my baby cousin and his mom came to visit. My mom asked me to find a DVD of a baby show for my cousin to watch. So I rode my bike down to my friend's house. He had lots of DVDs for baby shows, and of course he had a baby. Okay. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna judge that, or whatever. Although he wasn't there, he would usually be watching football at this time. I checked his bedroom, and believe it or not, there was a chalk outline of a body, maybe his. Okay, first and foremost, I've got a couple of questions here. Number one, why the hell did you go into this person's house? Especially if you didn't think there was anybody there. I mean, what, did they give you a key? Is their door unlocked? I mean, that's a pretty bad way. And a freaking chalk outline of a body, and you automatically assume that it might be his? Okay, why? Okay, you automatically come in, there's a chalk outline of a body, and you think it's his? Okay, alrighty. And in the chalk outline was a DVD of Daniel Tiber's Neighborhood. It looked like oh fuck me, I can't talk, damn it. It looked like it was Life's Little Lessons DVD. The only difference was that instead of a yellow background, it was an orange one, which looked a lot like yellow. What? The only difference was that instead of a yellow background, it was an orange one, which a little looked like yellow. What kind of sentence is that? You could have just went out of your way and said that it had a slightly orange tint, but it had a slight hint of yellow to it. Maybe that would have made a lot more sense, but you had to go out of your way and just say that it was an orange one, but it looked yellow to you. Okay, what was the point of even remotely including that in that sentence? It doesn't add anything to it. It was just completely unnecessary. I mean, the best way you could have written that was the only difference was that it had a yellow background to it, but it was a slightly orange tint. That right there would have worked out a lot better with it. And instead of the words Life Little Lessons, it said Daniel's not alive anymore. I can't say that word because YouTube will, chuck this channel out. Oh, and funny thing about that, I thought I'd go out of my way and say this, but the original narration that I had done early of Squidward's I can't say the other word for obvious reasons, actually wind up getting taken down from my channel. I didn't get a single notification for anything like that, and the only way I found out was about a month ago when I went to check out my channel to look for it, and I can't find the original video. So I was like, what the heck happened? And turns out it got removed for shocking content, which was like, are you kidding me right now? I didn't get a single notification. I went to go check my my stats and everything to see whether or not if I had gotten a warning, because that's usually what happens, but I couldn't find even my status regarding like community guidelines and things like that. So it's like, what the heck is going on here? So yeah, that video is gone, but thankfully the re-narration, the dramatic reading is still up. Hopefully that stays that way for a good long while, but yeah, until then I can't entirely say the S word because, again, YouTube will probably take the video down. I'll probably get a strike, and I really don't want that on my channel, so we're just going to call it Daniel's Not Alive Anymore. So we'll just call it that. So I didn't really notice, and I took it. Are you fucking kidding me right now? You literally just noticed every little small fucking detail, like, the background being a slightly orange color despite the fact that it's yellow, and the words Life's Little Lessons being Daniel's Not Alive Anymore, and then you say, so you didn't really notice? What the actual fuck? Like, how do you not know? You just went out of your way, and you sat there, and you noticed these things, and yet at the same time, you said, I didn't really know, so I took it home. Like, what the fuck? Why? Why? Just why? Like, that, you just completely made that entire description and everything completely unnecessary. Like, come on. Seriously, like, come on. Why would you do that? Sorry, I had to hit a bug. Alrighty, this is gonna be something. After riding my bike from my friend's house to mine, I went to my room where my baby cousin was. The living room was a couch. With a couch. The living room with a couch. Oh yeah, sure. Like, why wouldn't there be a couch in the living room? Like, why would you even mention that? Like, I went to the room where my baby cousin was, a living room with a couch. You didn't even have to include the word with the couch in it. Every living room I know of, unless for cultural differences perhaps, usually has a damn couch in it. So you didn't have to sit there and throw the couch thing into it. So, seriously, there's probably going to be a lot of unnecessary inclusions in these sentences, so I probably should just go out of my way and get used to it. So, when I grabbed the DVD on it, Daniel looked a little sad, cliche, and he was holding what appeared to be an M1911 handgun to his, oh my fucking gosh. Really? You had to just throw that in there? Yeah, of course, like every Lost episode, Pasta doesn't have a character looking extremely hyper-realistically depressed, holding a bazooka to their head, ready to sit there and splatter their brains all over the place in some dramatic way possible. Okay, we've got that. Every Lost episode, Pasta, I swear, has this cliche. Well, maybe not every Pasta, but a good portion of them that I personally have read have usually had something like this. But did you really have to go into specifics with an M1911 handgun? I mean, really? Okay. I popped the disc from the DVD in the Sony DVD player and the episode began. The intro was normal, no changes at all, and after that, the episode really started. It started with Daniel playing with his blue tiger toy and his babysitter drinking milk from a bottle. After a few seconds, his mom came from the door. She told Daniel that they were going into a hotel in a new place. Daniel said, "Alrighty." And then it showed Daniel packing up his stuff. It showed that for 5 seconds. And then it went to an abandoned looking 12-story luxurious British hotel. Wow, the specifics in this is completely fucking crazy. Yeah, okay, like you could have just said a luxurious hotel, but no, a luxurious British hotel. I wonder if they have tea and crumpets afterwards. Then Daniel felt the same way that I did. And what the fuck was that? And then it showed Daniel and his baby sister, his 12-year-old sister, and his 8-year-old bro. What? 8-year-old brother? Hang on a second. Okay, maybe there's something I'm missing here. I haven't watched this show for a while, but I mean, what now? Like, what? Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but Daniel doesn't have an 8-year-old brother. And as far as I know, he doesn't have a 12-year-old sister. He just has his baby sister. Now, maybe they added more characters to the show. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while. But, okay, what? 12-year-old sister and 8-year-old brother. Okay, now, look, if anybody in the comments can sit there and, really, testify if that is the case, I'll be willing to recant the statement, but yeah, okay, so yeah, and their parents going up some rusty steps. Weren't they supposed to meet the guy and the staff who work for the hotel? Obviously it's abandoned, like, why would anybody be there? Oh well, anyways, it showed Daniel's mother holding Daniel's baby sister in her hands and a blanket on the balcony of the 10th floor. After a few seconds when the mother tried to kiss the baby sister fell by accident, and then her mom shocked in horror. Oh my fucking gosh, really? And then her mom shocked in horror. Tell me what's wrong with that sentence. Tell me what's wrong with that sentence right there. And then her mom shocked in horror. That right there is a complete fuckery of a sentence. Look, this is exactly how it should have went out. The baby's sister then fell by accident, and then the mother looked at the whole situation completely shocked in horror. That right there would have worked out so much better compared to, and then her mom shocked in horror. Again, that sentence doesn't make any kind of sense in a grammatical way and a sentence kind of way. Like, the sentence structure just on that sentence alone is just downright terrible. And then the baby sister fell from like 11 stories, and then when she almost reached the ground, a black screen appeared and a massive, enormous, and gigantic explosion was heard, indicating that the baby sister hit a gasoline truck which caused it to explode, killing 18 civilians. Wow, that's some pretty oddly specific shit. And how the hell do you know that it was a gasoline truck? I mean, indicating and an explosion was heard. I mean, okay, number one, how would you have gone out of your way and known that just from the supposed explosion, especially if it was a black screen? That doesn't make any remote kind of sense. I swear this story is gonna kill me. And what the actual fuck? Let's get into a little bit of logistics here. Let's say that Daniel's baby sister was like maybe 60 pounds. How in the hell would a 60-pound kid be able to hit a gasoline truck and cause it to explode? It doesn't make a single lick of sense whatsoever. And killing 18 civilians? How the hell would you have known that? And how do you know that it's 18 civilians? It could have been one, it could have been a million, it could have been whatever. But how do you know the specifics? And then it went to Daniel and his dad on the bed. Daniel then silently got off of his bed and goes to another hotel room as he was grabbing a rope. He then went inside the room, put the rope in the roof of the room, turned it into a noose, and got a stool cover. He then jumps on the stool and he puts a noose around his neck and he says, "I can't live without Margaret, so it's my turn to die." And then he kicked the stool and the screen goes black with the background of the hotel swirled. God. Okay, one, how would he have known that Margaret died? And, yeah, sure. Okay, let's add that. You know, a character dies and then, "We can't live without said character, so we shall die to do whatever the hell." How many pastas have gone out of their way and done that? I mean, seriously, you really couldn't have gone out of your way and come up with something a little bit more original, perhaps? You just had to say, whatever, Margaret's dead. Let's just jump into a noose and commit not alive anymore. And then a black screen appeared again. After a minute, showed Daniel's parents and Daniel's dead body stained with blood and... Okay, let me just go out of my way and say this right now. Let me just go out of my way and say this right here and right now. Yeah, I know it's been a long while since I've read this story, but it's definitely obvious that this was changed. The original story itself actually had Daniel's tiger's parents coming in and outright killing him. I think they had a chainsaw and a bunch of other stuff. That was what the original story, as far as I knew, actually had. But apparently that was changed. And that was a pretty bad change in my honest opinion, although let's be honest, that other section would have not have worked at all either, because there was no motivation for Daniel's parents to kill Daniel. But to sit there and have the blood and everything and all that just doesn't make a single lick of sense, because supposedly Daniel died by hanging himself, which usually there's not blood there, at least as far as I know. But yeah. Alrighty. Stained with blood in the car, with the photograph of him and his girlfriend, Alice, on a romantic date in PBS Kids Sprouts Paris, holding hands and kissing. Okay. It was covered in his blood and his parents were in the front. Dad was driving and Mom was crying while saying, "What the fuck have we done? We are very fucking horrible and terrible parents. Everyone will fucking hate us." Wow, we really went from 1 to a... Well, then again, this entire fucking story is literally 1 to 100. Yeah, okay, swearing. Let's add fucking swearing to this fucking story. Daniel was, of course, dead. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Of course he's fucking dead. Having been slain by his own parents as they stopped the car. Are you serious right now? You couldn't have gone out of your way and sat there and changed that one single part? Daniel wasn't freaking killed by his parents. At least in the original story he was. And in this one, he wasn't killed by his parents. He died by a freaking noose. Oh my fucking gosh. You couldn't have at least changed that part up. Oh, why? And it's like, fucking kill me right now. His brother Pierre got extremely angry at his parents. With tears of fury fell from his eyes and yelled, "I cannot fucking believe you bitch-ass bastards murdered my baby Excuse me, what the fuck? Let me read this whole thing for you entirely. "I cannot fucking believe you bitch-ass bastards murder my baby sister and you made my 4-year-old brother Daniel Okay, there. I really fucking hate you. You're bloody ass dick-sucking bastards. I'm calling the cops on you too." Oh, that was so fucking cringeworthy to read. Kill me, please. Oh, this hurts. This hurts so damn much. All this swearing being just thrown in. Why? Just why? And it's like, okay, I'm not even gonna get into logistics here. This story is just fucking terrible. And he tearfully ran out of the car straight to a payphone and dialed 911. And he said, "Hello, 911. Please come arrest my juicy parents because they have killed my baby sister Margaret and they made my 4-year-old brother die. Thanks and goodbye." Yeah, okay, that works. Just sit there and just say, "Thanks, goodbye, man." His older sister Madeline got... What? Okay. What? His older sister Madeline got out of the car and ran over to the police, the FBI, the CIA, the SWAT teams, and then said, "Get me and my 8-year-old brother Pierre out of here and I'll tell you..." The story literally just said that Madeline was dead. Madeline was apparently freaking dead. It oh wait, never mind. It said Margaret. Whatever the fuck. Still, it's like, yeah. But wasn't she dead? This story makes no sense. "And I'll tell you everything. Lots and lots of massive, gigantic, colossal, and gigantic..." You literally repeated gigantic swarms of police vehicles, Black Hawk helicopters, police helicopters, FBI vehicles, special air service vehicles, GNI. What the actual fuck? Why is there so many mentions of random military Why would there be so many people going out of oh my god. Surrounded the Daniel Tiger family car, and one FBI agent yelled out, "Mr. and Mrs. Tiger, you both are under arrest." And the cops and the FBI and the SWAT team member pulled Mom and Dad out of the car, violently pinned them to the ground, and put them in handcuffs. The other... as trillions of other civilians looked on in horror? Okay. After 10 seconds, it cuts to some multiple newspapers that said, "Land of Make-Believe Massacre. Daniel Tiger killed himself because of his baby sister's death. Civil war breaks out in the land of Make-Believe." Holy fucking shit. Death of a 4-year-old tiger cub sparks content with riots, anarchy, terrorism, Satanism. Satanism? Are you fucking kidding me right now? Satanism. Really? The death of this person literally causes people to sit there and go, "Hail Satan!" Yeah, that's something. Violent civil war and uncivil unrest in the land of make-believe. Daniel Tiger sparks nuclear civil war. Oh my... Wow, apparently this kid was very important. Japanese, South Korean, Taiwanese, Philippine, Indonesian, Thai, Vietnamese, Indian, and Chinese forces and civilians declare nuclear war on the land of make-believe and its territories? Holy shit, this is fucking crazy. Why would that happen? Like, seriously, what? This is absolute mindfuck right now. Holy shit. I mean, Satanism thing was just completely, was fucking crazy, but nuclear war? Excuse me, what? Wow. Wow, that was a major leap of logic. Like, holy crap on a fucking platter. Wow. I'll be right back. I need a drink. This... Oh my freaking gosh, people. Holy hell. Wow. Just freaking wow. Oh. 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 Holy hell. Okay. Whew. Oh. Oh, jeez, I'm Pete's. Wow. That was something. Oh, that was a pure mindfuck. Holy shit. Okay. Let's keep reading. Whew. Alright. It looked like Daniel Tiger's death had gone over the whole entire news. His death was being told and announced on all of the news all across the land of make-believe in different languages from Europe, the way Kim Jong-il's death was... Oh, God, you really had to add that. Which was 3 years ago. Sending the entire land of make-believe into extreme, intense, massive... Holy hell! Massive death and sorrow causing 100 million centillion European people to commit death. Poverty and crime has increased in Japanese, Chinese, and South Korean for... What? Holy hell! Causing extreme violent, bloodiest, and goriest clashes between civilians and maximum militarized police. After 10 seconds, it cut to a church where there was Daniel in a coffin draped in a French flag. His family, girlfriend of his age, teacher, and friends were there. There were also more than 800 quadrillion European people. What? And then after the guy said the stuff, okay, who the fuck was the guy? Daniel's parents went to Daniel, and then after his mom kissed his dead corpse, the cops pulled to her and the husband away straight to prison as the people became angry and violently yelled and cursed at them. We cut to a maximum security military prison where Mom and Dad Tiger were being executed by the electric chair at maximum power. Okay. Here's the problem with that. Number one. Obviously, I could definitely see the two of them getting some kind of punishment solely because of the fact that they were a little irresponsible. They were pretty irresponsible in letting their daughter sit there and fall and explode into a giant, massive fucking tiger-based fireball. I could definitely see a little bit of neglect being thrown into that. But the whole situation with Daniel Tiger, I mean, don't you think this is a little bit... don't you think this is a little bit overboard here? Oh, who the fuck am I kidding? This entire story is literally going all overboard. Oh, my head freaking hurts right now. Just from reading parts of this. And I'm not even halfway done with this story. There's so much more to this freaking thing. Oh. Holy freaking hell. Okay. Alright. Alright. Let's do this. They died instantly. Yeah, of course. The scene then cuts to massive and gigantic swarms of 920,000 centillion of Japanese, Chinese, Taiwanese, and Vietnamese, Thai, Indian, I'm so sorry for butchering that. And South Korean soldiers, people, military, and vehicles overwhelming and destroying the entire land of make-believe and brutally... Holy fucking shit! By brutally violating, slaughtering, destroying, and massacring the rest of its... My brain hurts! All of this because a single character wind up dying. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. Just wow. This story is just one major... Okay. The land of make-believe military forces and their elite special forces have been permanently destroyed and completely wiped out from the face of the world. The scene then cuts to Daniel's two older siblings, Pierre and Madeleine, in their bunker dying, along with Daniel's girlfriend Elise, by shooting themselves with a triple-barrel shotgun to the head to avoid capture by the Japanese. The war lasted for an extremely long time, and all the Europeans... Wow, that's fucked up. I'm not even going to bother saying that shit. Seriously, what the fuck is this fucking shitty story here? I'm not even going to bother reading the rest of this. This is fucking terrible. I'm just going to cut to this part. Okay, it's suburban towns and cities and traditional style towns. Largest town, extremely 100% eco-friendly. I can't read the rest of this. Okay. No sign of pollution in the trash was in sight, and it was a nightmare in this very massive, 100% eco-friendly and extremely safe Japanese city. A young 34-year-old Japanese police officer was patrolling and he heard giggling similar to gold. Golden Freddy, are you serious right now? This... Heard giggling similar to the Golden Freddy's giggling from Five Nights at Freddy. No amount of alcohol, no amount of smoking, no amount of brain hemorrhaging that I am currently going through right now will ever make this specific scene okay. Everything about this story is a pile of absolute horseshit. But to sit there and have the Golden Freddy giggling thing just included in there... I mean, this story is already a major bitch slap to the face, but holy crap, seriously, including that, why would you do that? I mean, ugh. Alrighty. Alright, okay. And saw Daniel Tiger, now a zombie, feeding on the body of a 19-year-old... His eyes were pitch black, his face was totally nightmarish and disfigured, his cardigan sweater, his sneakers and his face were stained with blood, and his eyes, mouth, and nose were dripping with blood. It then cuts to a 34-year-old Japanese woman in a light tan business suit wearing pink shoes, walking on a bridge at night with an umbrella in her left hand. She had heard a zombie-like moaning and then looked down, seeing the 4-year-old table cuts dropping the body of a police officer. She was scared because her 10-year-old son saw him dragging the bodies of two Japanese... Oh my god... To put it bluntly, Daniel Tiger was resurrected as a fucking zombie. The Japanese woman grew horrified as she was the next victim. The episode then ended. Finally! Then I noticed my baby cousin was crying. I was shocked in horror. Oh, of course you would. Yeah. Well, who would make that for a kid show? Fucking nobody, you idiotic fuck. And also, that is from why now on my mom never trusts me to babysit anymore. Wow, really? This is another reason why I moved to Japan. Wow, really? After all, the next morning on August 20th, I was riding my bike to the junkyard. By the time I made it there, I threw the DVD in there and smashed it into tiny pieces. After that, I went back home and went on my YouTube account. I sent a message to the creator of the show about PBS about the episode, and a few hours later, the creator cried this. Okay, Cynthia Kaufman, Shoko Azira, whatever the fuck, I can't remember the name, all forced me to do that episode on behalf of... I can't even say that name. What the actual fuck is wrong with this story? And they said that they would kill me if I didn't do... Why? To end this, the whole thing just... You know, there's a fun little category at the end of this saying, not sure if troll or trying to be serious. I don't know what the fuck this story is. I can't even say what this vile thing is. I don't even know where to begin. The grammar in this story is just completely terrible. The story made no sense. You know, I'm gonna just say this right now. I honestly would have preferred the most cliched storyline in Lost Episode Pasta history than ever reading this. This was such a cluster of vile abomination of a story with no sense or logic being included in this. I don't know what more to say, people. I don't know what to say. This entire pasta made my brain melt. That's really all I have to say. I really don't have any words other than this is a fucking 0 out of 10. But this story was just so bad in every way possible that I honestly would have preferred the most cliche Lost Episode concept with blood, gore, hyperrealism, violence, chainsaws, demons being summoned, reverse languages, Latin, whatever. Any of those things. As terrible as those cliches are, I would have preferred those than what thing I got with this one. I know I'm ranting, but this is genuinely the worst pile of crap I've ever read in my entire life. There is no sense or logic there's nothing to the story that's even good. Like, if this was supposed to be a troll story, it didn't do that very well, because this whole thing was just not good enough to actually be a troll story. If this was serious, this is fucking awful. This is genuinely an awful story. I have absolutely nothing to say. So yeah, I don't know what else more to say about this pasta. This was absolute garbage. Flat out. No denying that fact. I can't say anymore. My brain is broken. My life is flashing before my eyes. I genuinely have nothing to say about this pasta. So yeah, that was Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood Lost Episode, Last Rites. Final thoughts? Crap. Literal crap. That's all I have to say. I can't even provide constructive criticism because there's literally nothing to criticize in the story, because this whole thing is just a major giant mess of nothingness. This story wasn't entertaining, it wasn't funny, it sure as hell wasn't anything but it was nothing. This was a nothing story. This is a story that not only made absolutely no sense to it, but there was really nothing to enjoy about it. I mean, even with the most screwed up kind of troll stories and the like that I personally have read in the past, at least those actually were written properly and well made, but this just wasn't. There was nothing to the story that got me hooked. It was interesting. You know what? I can say it right now. This story is as bad as I remembered it to be. This story was absolute trash, like it was when I read this story 5 years ago. Or was it 6 years ago? Let's see, 20. Yeah, it's 6 years, my mistake. 6 years ago. This is as bad as I remember it. So yeah, final rating, -666 out of 10. This is just that bad. I had to give it that number. Overall, what did you guys think about this story? I know I kind of went on a little bit of a tirade and just kind of went off topic at times, but I had to say something. I had to get away from this story. It was just that bad. Alrighty, my little shadows. Thanks again for watching today's video. If you like what you listen to, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I make new videos every week, if I can. Thanks again for watching today's episode, you guys. And by the way, I do know I haven't been getting to certain pastas like Patrick's Thanksgiving. I know I got to get to that story. I've been wanting to get to other stories. I've just been kind of focused on other things at the moment, especially with work and things like that. Plus, I had to buy a cane for myself, so there's that too. But I do have a 3-day weekend this week, and by Monday, I will do everything that I can to get to those stories. I'm going to make sure of it that I get to those stories, get them narrated, give them the reviews that they need, and hopefully I'll be back up and running with that. So yeah, I will make sure of it to get to all of those when I get the opportunity on Monday. This is just a little something that I wanted to make to kind of tide everyone over until I actually get to, other pastas that I know for a fact I need to do, like Patrick's Pranksgiving and things like that, because I will get to that. If you can, Space Voyager, make sure to send me the link again to that story so that way I can read it, because I really, really want to, and I definitely want to make Monday that day I narrate it. So yeah. Thanks again, everybody, for watching today's video. I might make another commentary video tonight, perhaps. I don't see why not. I got some time. So yeah, thanks again for watching today's episode, my little shadows. If you're brand new here to the channel and you like what you listen to, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe because, I make new videos weekly. Thanks again for watching, everybody. I'll be seeing you all in the next video, and like always, roll the outro because I'm out and I need to get myself a fucking aspirin.
In fear and surprise as your eyes widen, your mouth goes dry with each battered breath. You try to scream, your mind begs to leave, glued to your computer screen. The killers they slash, the tapes burn and crash. The cartridge you bought will be your final haunt. The rituals of hate will seal your fate. The tears you shed will be from the fear-gripping, horror-driven, nightmarish, gore-filled, terrorizing, hateful, burning, violent, rage-inducing, knife-slashing, blood-splattering, silent screams. Only time will tell if you will escape this online hell. Your horror-filled obsessions will come with its own regressions. Your pathetic screams will not be heeded in any way, because your nightmares will come.